All right, so I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who started off in their photography or filmmaking career and tried out like all the expensive lenses, some cheap ones, mid-range, tight, wide, different types of focal ranges, different brands. For example, there are portrait photographers that like to shoot very tight, 85, 135, 200 millimeters. And some people like to shoot environmental, like 35 millimeters, 16 millimeters, 24 millimeters. And that's really all about taste and your style. And what I want to talk about is what I've been using lately. And I've kind of noticed I've been gravitating more towards this specific focal range. And that's the 35 millimeter focal range. The very first reason why I really dig 35 millimeters is the fact that it's all about distance for me. So I shoot in weddings, like I'm in a tight space sometimes, or maybe I'm in a room with other people. Maybe I don't want to capture the entire room. I can, still have a nice tight shot without it being 50 millimeters. Be able to capture that environment. I'd say the second reason, it kind of aligns with the first one, but it's an all-purpose focal range. The fact that it's in the sweet spot. It's in the middle between 24 and 50, and it's like not too tight and not too wide. A few examples is me shooting my buddy Manny with his Jaguar, and I wanted to take some detail shots and also some shots of him in the car. The other example is when shooting my buddy Steph in his sneakers and doing like more of a product photography type shoot. Being able to capture him in the moment with his gear and using the 35 millimeter was awesome. Especially shooting weddings, I really like the fact that I could feel like it's like a regular person's point of view if I'm looking at something, and I want to be able to capture that within my photos. And it also works well when I'm doing environmental portraits. Sometimes I don't want to have it too wide where I'm capturing everything. I'd rather have something where it captures some of the environment, and if I need to go a little bit wider, I can always step back if I need to. Now, when it comes to 50 millimeters, that's a great focal range as well. I really dig it, but sometimes it's too tight, and sometimes you want to be able to capture the environment and tell that story. Granted, again, you can always step back if you need to, but you're not always going to be in that space, especially for weddings. You're not going to always be in a space where the 50 millimeters is always going to work. Sometimes you have to go a little bit wider and maybe punch in after in post, depending on the situation. So that's why I think like the 35 millimeter is a good like middle ground. It's kind of funny because I actually shot a wedding pretty much like 94.5% with the 35 millimeter lens. And the crazy thing was that my second shooter was like, dude, you're shooting this entire wedding at 35. Like, yeah, because I really like that focal range, and it was a good challenge for me in a wedding. I don't recommend that if you've never shot weddings before and you're trying to just use one focal range. Don't do that. But I felt super confident that day, and yeah, it was just good to shoot with that. Now, obviously, there was some moments in the wedding where I had to shoot with like an 85 millimeter and 16. So it varied. So that's why I would say like 94 or 95% of the wedding I did shoot with a 35 millimeter. There you have it, 35 millimeter focal range. It's a sweet spot, and also it's just really good at capturing and telling stories. I love it. It's a great focal range. I do see myself trying out 55 millimeters, a 105 potentially, and a 135. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on that soon and shoot some stuff. Just shoot some photos. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram at Josh Luciano, I'm giving away both of my presets, Filler Vibes and Golden Streets, completely for free. It's for you guys. If you have Lightroom Mobile, just check them out. All you need to do is pretty much just download it, and it's for free. No cap. There's no cap. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and all that good stuff. And until next time, stay awesome, stay fresh, keep creating. Peace.